Good morning. My name is Jordan Lederman. I'm the sales director of 160 Marina Bay. Welcome to another installment of Under the Palms webinar series, a panel or a series that 160 Marina Bay hosts with regards to everything Fort Lauderdale. Today, we are going to be talking about the tourism industry in Fort Lauderdale. And to help us do so, we have the one and only Stacy Ritter of Visit Lauderdale. So Stacy, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jordan. I'm not sure what and only, but okay, I'll take it.
Perfect. Stacy, before we get started, I want to give our viewers a brief background of 160 Marina Bay, the sponsor of the webinar series. And with that further ado, I will go ahead and share my screen to get some visuals up for everybody. All right. Everyone, 160 Marina Bay is a ultra luxurious 16-unit boutique building directly on Isle of Venice Drive, right off of Las Olas in Fort Lauderdale. We are a new construction project that will be complete in the second quarter of 2022, so just about 14 months away. And this is going to be the most luxurious, high-tech boutique building anywhere in the area. We will have a 14-boat slip private marina in the back, which you can take your boat directly out through the Intracoastal to the Atlantic Ocean in about 20 to 30 minutes. We are located 1.4 miles from the heart of Fort Lauderdale Beach. Fort Lauderdale has some of these nicest beaches in Florida, turquoise water, beautiful sand, lots of things to do along the beach boulevard. For those of you who don't know, Fort Lauderdale is the yachting capital of the world. We have more registered yachts in Fort Lauderdale than anywhere else in the world. It's also called the Venice of Americas. There's tons of canals and waterways where you can take your boat, pull up to a restaurant, grab a bite to eat, and then just cruise the waterways. It is definitely a boater's paradise. Our location for the project is the perfect blend for anyone looking to live on the beach or the city. We are a perfect blend of both. We're located at the far end of Isle of Venice Drive. It's more calm, there's less traffic, it's more private being towards the end. We're also east facing, so we have the beautiful sunrise views, and you overlook 3 aisles of single family home mansions. You also don't get the hot afternoon sun. We have really deep terraces in our project, and you can enjoy these terraces all hours of the day, especially in the afternoon during the summer. Our location is 1.4 miles down Las Olas Boulevard to the heart of Fort Lauderdale Beach. And then in the other direction, you're less than a mile to everything Las Olas has to offer. Here you have your restaurants, your bars, your shopping, your art galleries. Everything you could imagine is just a long walk away. Or you take a golf cart and you can get to everything within minutes. If you're a boater, you can keep your boat in your backyard, cruise up and down the waterways, go right out to the Atlantic Ocean. Here's an aerial view of where our project's located. You can see how close to everything you are. Most importantly, we're about 10 to 15 minute drive from the Fort Lauderdale Airport. We're also about 8 minutes away from the Brightline station. The Brightline is this luxury train that connects Miami to Fort Lauderdale to Palm Beach, and eventually it will connect to Orlando in just about 2.5 hours. So our location is superb. We will have a beautiful pool along our marina, lounge chairs, cabanas, and a barbecue area for our residents to enjoy. And this will be the most state-of-the-art building anywhere around. From around 5 touch panels located throughout the unit, or through an app on your phone, or through voice control with Alexa and Siri, you'd be able to control the entire unit. We're talking front doors can open with just voice control, your temperature, your lighting, your window shades. If you don't like to get into a cold shower, you can even talk to your master bathroom shower head and tell it to turn on before you get in. These units will be extremely luxurious. First of all, we have 2 different models. Both are almost 3,000 square feet, so they really are designed to feel more like a home as opposed to a condo unit. They will be ultra upscale. We're putting Italian porcelain floors all throughout the unit and extending them to the terrace. You can see your beautiful view. This is our northeast corner overlooking Fiesta Way across the canal. Our living areas are very wide and spacious, and we're putting a wet bar in the dining area in both models. This will have a sub-zero wine fridge. Cabinets throughout the entire unit are imported from Italy. We're using matte black finishes for a more sophisticated feel. Fort Lauderdale is known as a very sophisticated city, so we're trying to keep up with the sophistication. Our kitchens will be beautiful U-shaped chef-inspired kitchens with a huge 10-foot island. two-tone cabinets imported from Italy. Our appliances are all very luxurious. We have Wolf, Meili, and Sub-Zero for the refrigerator. The refrigerator and dishwasher are hidden panel, and we're using a beautiful quartz with the backsplash that goes really well with the two-tone cabinets. We have extremely large terraces, especially in the work from home environment. More people are spending time inside. So we do have 10-foot deep terraces where you can fit a couch or a dining table, something to give you more of an exterior space as well as interior space. We have huge, tall ceilings, about 10 feet, lofty ceilings. Our corner units will have tons of natural light with the windows, as well as our center units also. And the design of our building is very modern, but still has that sophisticated, elegant look to it. So we're really proud of our designers and architect for designing such a beautiful building. Here's a nice nighttime rendering of our product. And then for more information on the project, you can go to 160 Marina Bay. We will be delivering in second quarter of 2022. Our price range starts from 2.2 to 2.5 million for the penthouse units. And right now, as of this date, we still are in our tier 1 family and friends pricing. So for more information, definitely go to 160marinabay.com. And with that being said, I do want to introduce Stacy to help talk about Fort Lauderdale and tourism and all the exciting things. So Stacy, again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Jordan. It's my pleasure. I hope you'll count me in that tier 1 family and friends category. What a beautiful property.
Thank you. I know you're a nearby resident as well.
I am. I live on the Isle of Venice. It's just coincident that we came together for this, but I know where the property is, and I'm not gonna. I'd like to take you traveling with me around the world to talk about Fort Lauderdale because you clearly know this destination. So for everybody who's watching, my name is Stacy Ritter. I'm the CEO of Visit Lauderdale. I moved here when I was 13 years old. I'm not going to tell you what year because it's none of your business, but it was a very long time ago. We lived in suburban Chicago, a little town called Arlington Heights. Well, it was little back then. And for an entire week in December of that year, my father's car wouldn't start because of the cold weather. And we had just vacationed here about 5 months before. I'd never been to Fort Lauderdale. And on the Friday of that week, my father threw his keys in the snow and said, "Damn it, we're moving to Florida." And he got his company to move us here. And 3 weeks later, we were here. And I've been here ever since. And it's now my pleasure to lead the destination marketing organization for Broward County, Greater Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is just one city of the many that we do actually market. It's nice to see that Fort Lauderdale has changed from what used to be known as a spring break destination to a much more cosmopolitan, sophisticated, and upscale place to play and to live. So Visit Lauderdale creates the marketing and the messaging, and we travel the world, both domestically and other countries, to talk about why people should come visit here and spend their money in our hotels, our restaurants, and our attractions, and our retail. And we do it year round. We have a new expanded convention center. So we not only market to the tourist who comes for vacation, but we do market to the convention and meetings and business space as well. The convention center is expanding, and it will be reopening in October. It's been closed for a couple of years, and actually it was a good time to close since there was very little business in conventions these past 15 months. But we produce all the destination marketing messages and materials to keep our destination top of mind with travelers. And we also provide special sponsorships and support to groups who come in on the business side. 100% of our budget. Was I supposed to wait for you to ask me a question?
No, this is perfect.
Okay. Our budget is 100% funded by the bed tax, also known as the tourist development tax. It is not funded by people who live in Broward County and who own property. That's ad valorem tax. We do not use real property taxes at all for how we are funded. If you stay in a hotel in Broward County, you pay a tax, and that tax helps fund Visit Lauderdale's marketing and promotion efforts. For years, we were known as the Greater Fort Lauderdale Visitors and Convention Center, but that is a mouthful. So we are in the process now of rebranding as Visit Lauderdale. It's an easier name for people to remember. It rolls off the tongue much easier. And we've evolved using the word visit in our bureau's name so people know what our mission is, which is to bring tourists here. And not only to bring them here to visit, but in hopes that when they see what an amazing place we live in, that they will bring their businesses here and move here. And then they'll buy beautiful condos like the one you're building right down the street from where I live.
Terrific. And Stacy, first of all, the name of the main site is sunny.org. Is that correct?
Correct. Information can be found on all things Visit Lauderdale on sunny.org.
Terrific. And Stacy, in your opinion, what makes Fort Lauderdale stand out compared to some of the other cities in Southeast Florida? What's so special about Fort Lauderdale?
I think what Fort Lauderdale stands out from every other city in America, honestly. And the biggest reason is because we are so incredibly diverse. When I moved here, it was not at all diverse. It was a pretty monolithic community. And as it has evolved over these decades from spring break to what it is today, it sounds really corny, and every time I say it, I think my staff rolls their eyes, but we are the true melting pot. We are what America is supposed to look like when we talk about people living together from diverse communities and cultures and doing it in harmony. And we don't have little pockets. We don't have a little Haiti or a little Havana. Everybody lives here in a seamless tapestry, which weaves a really beautiful picture. We've got over 100 languages spoken in households here in Broward County. We're recognized as the LGBT plus capital of Florida. And I think that's what makes us not only stronger, but makes us more attractive for visitors who want to find something that they may not be able to get at home and dip their toe into a different culinary scene, or a different attraction, or a different retail experience, or a different hotel experience, or a different beach experience. I think that we offer that to everybody, not only here in the US, but around the world. Absolutely. And that's, by the way, why our new tagline is everyone under the sun, because we really believe that here we are everyone under the sun.
Gotcha. That was actually on my list of questions. Tell us a little bit about the Everyone Under the Sun campaign, because I know it's something you guys just launched.
It is. We are in the process of rebranding. We have a big launch. And when I say big, I mean COVID style big, which is not as big as we would have liked it to have been. But we are launching the new brand next week at Gulfstream Brewery. And they are actually been great partners of ours. They've actually created an Everyone Under the Sun beer, which will be passed out at the launch next week. For many, many years, we were known as Hello Sunny. And it worked for its time, but of course, sunny could be anywhere. Where is Hello Sunny? It could be any place that has sunshine, which is practically everywhere. And it was a much more generic feel for what our brand is. And as we have evolved into this more luxurious, sophisticated place that does actually embrace diversity and inclusion, we thought that we needed a brand that actually showed that to the world. And the tagline, Everyone Under the Sun, we believe does do that. With, as I said, over 100 languages spoken in households here, you have every single culture from every corner of the world that lives here. And we think that tagline shows that to everybody. We are truly everyone under the sun. And of course, you have to put sun in there, because we have sunshine 300 days out of the year with an average temperature of 80 degrees. So when I think about those days living in suburban Chicago, and how we moved here in December and we left and it was like 2 degrees, and we arrived here, it was 82 degrees. That difference was palpable, and we've stayed ever since.
Yeah. Definitely the sunshine is attracting, I feel like half of the US moved to Southeast Florida. I'm originally many years ago from the Detroit area, so I know what the snow feels like. And definitely the sunshine really keeps people down here. So it's amazing when you can wear shorts every day, all year round. So
I would say that our official shoe is the flip-flop. So, and most of us have multiple pairs of flip-flops and multiple varieties and kinds, and you can wear them everywhere here and feel very comfortable.
Definitely. Stacy, obviously for tourism with COVID, it's changed things. What was it like? How has tourism shifted because of COVID, and what does the future look like? And especially with regards to Fort Lauderdale and Southeast Florida.
It was seismic. As it was in pretty much every industry. In March of 2020, it was literally one day everything was fine, and the next day everything was closed. Everything was shut down. You wouldn't get on an airplane. You certainly weren't getting on a cruise ship. They had stopped sailing as well. You couldn't find a restaurant. There were no stores open. And as a result, there were no visitors. and March is one of our busiest months. We are while we have become a year-round destination, winter is still our high season. So from October to about mid-April is when you'll find the most visitors here and the highest prices as a result. And in March, it just shut down overnight. It was so palpable, and it happened on a global scale. None of us had ever seen anything like it, and hopefully none of us ever will see anything like it again. So it had a severe impact on jobs. If you look at any of the statistics, most of the job loss was in the hospitality sector. When hotels shut down, they got rid of everybody who worked there. When restaurants shut down, they got rid of everybody who worked there. The same with attractions and retail. And it was devastating for those who lost their jobs, and continues to be. While things are opening up and Florida has, knock wood, been booming, we have the past 4 weeks achieved occupancy levels that are similar to 2019, which is pretty amazing because other destinations are still struggling. New York, Atlanta, LA, still struggling severely. And we feel very fortunate about that. There is a lack of talent. The hotels and the restaurants have been constantly complaining about the fact that they can't find help. And when you are hospitality oriented and you want to give the best possible experience to your visitor, and you don't because you lack the housekeeping services, or you can't find the people who do back of the house in the restaurant, you can't find good servers, the experience is not what we would like it to be. And we are concerned that as this continues, and we think the lack of talent is going to be something that we're going to see through at least the summer, we're concerned that people who come here may not have the experience they would like to have had and won't come back. I hope that everyone recognizes that these are unusual times, and we are working through something that we've never had. There's no roadmap for this. I mean, there's no strategic plan for a pandemic. It was day to day, and every day was different. Last June, we had started to reopen, and then we had come up with a recovery plan, and then we had a second surge, and everything shut down again. This time last year, Florida was a pariah around the world. No, certainly in the U.S., nobody was coming here. We had some of the highest numbers, and we had to work through that. And so every day is a new experience with COVID. We hope that we can find the talent to move here and work in the hotels and the restaurants, because it really, I know lots of people say they live in paradise, but I can promise you we really do. And we want people to move here. We believe that our job as Visit Lauderdale, clearly mission number one is to bring visitors here, but then to have them move here. Because if your community doesn't evolve and grow, then it stagnates and dies. And we want to continue to evolve and grow. I mean, if you look at what's going on in Fort Lauderdale, in the downtown area, compared to 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, the difference is remarkable. And that kind of growth has fueled this place moving forward, so that it has become the sophisticated and edgy and cosmopolitan place that we love. And we want everyone around the world to know that they should love it too.
Definitely. Yeah, and we've noticed from some of our buyers at 160 Marina Bay, we have a lot of people moving here from out of state and looking for properties like 160 Marina Bay. But I feel like everyone's just starting to realize, or especially when you come down here, just the quality of life difference, especially under the sunshine and when you live so close to the beach. It's a lot different than other places, and it really is a great quality of life. But Stacy, you mentioned the cruise.
It's amazing.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We're about a mile from the beach, and it's a great walk. I mean, it is where I am located and where you are building. And I don't want anyone to think I'm getting paid for this. This is not a commercial, but people have never associated with South Florida as being walkable. Everyone got in a car. When my kids were in their teens, we have 3 children. There were 5 cars in our house. Everyone had a car. You couldn't get anywhere without one. And today that has completely changed, especially in the downtown area here, where you can walk to the beach, you can walk to dining, you can walk to shopping, and and most of the time of the year you can do it very comfortably. I'm not sure I would do it in August, but that's only because the humidity affects my hair really badly. But it is an amazing way of life. And my daughter lives in New York City now, and when she goes through the winter and she's got like 6 different coats, and I think I own a coat still only because occasionally I go up to visit her. But you don't need that here. And
Yeah,
when my children were born and growing up here, we were in shorts year round. It's such an easy way of life. And even having said that, you can still find everything that you want in any of the bigger cities around. You just find it in a more neighborhoodly like environment.
definitely. I think that is one thing special about Fort Lauderdale, especially the area that we're talking about where the project's located. Las Olas, there's very few cities. I think maybe Del Rey is one of the only ones I can think of where there's the main strip of retail, bars, restaurants, art galleries, but then it goes right into the beach. And our sales center is actually located on Las Olas, so we have these big windows. And every day we're watching, hundreds of people walk back and forth. So it's very entertaining here. Terrific. And Stacy, you mentioned the cruise port, which I believe is one of the busiest cruise ports around. What is so special? How does the marine culture play into Fort Lauderdale with regard to the tourism industry? And how are you guys kind of marketing or promoting that?
Well, as you mentioned in your introduction, we are the yachting capital of the world. And you've got every conceivable marine service that you can find here. We've got yacht refitting and repairs. We've got marinas. We've got crew training. We've got charter brokerage and management, boats and yacht sales, fishing charters, sightseeing tours, water taxi service. You can actually dock to dine here, as you suggested, but you don't need a boat to live the yachting lifestyle. You can do it on something called the water taxi, and you literally never have to put your feet on the ground except when you're getting off the boat to go shopping or dining. We have 24 miles of beautiful beaches here in Broward County, and everywhere you go, you'll find a waterway or a canal. If you're here in Fort Lauderdale, in the downtown area, you've got the Middle River where you can boat, you've got the Intercoastal where you can boat, the Atlantic Ocean where you can boat. And if you're not a boater and you just like to look at them, I mean, there are so many places to eat here where you can just enjoy that lifestyle without actually having to boat if you don't want to. And we have some of the most amazing yachts in this destination that are just, my husband and I love 15th Street Fisheries. It's right on the Intercoastal. And you see the multi-million-dollar homes across the way, and you've got tens of boats that go back and forth, and one is always bigger than the next one. And it's just an amazing way of enjoying an afternoon, eating and drinking and being involved in the water culture without necessarily being involved. But if you like it, there's always a waterway. We have here in Fort Lauderdale one of the only places where you can walk in scuba dive, where you don't have to take a boat. Just walk in the ocean and start scuba diving. We've got amazing wrecks here. We have an entire park in Pompano Beach called, the name escapes me. I'm getting older. But we're all getting older. I'm getting old is what I meant. But where if you're a scuba diver, it's incredible. And the life under the water is as entertaining as the life on the ground, on the land. So if you are a water person, then this is the place to be. And again, you don't have to be on the water to enjoy it. I live on the east side of Isle of Venice, same place, same side your building. Just watching the canal from my balcony is an afternoon's entertainment. You don't have to actually be on the water. I don't think there are many places like this, which is why we are called the Venice of America, because of all the waterways and canals and the ocean, and the fact that the water culture is steeped in who we are. Even if you weren't born here, you learn to love it, and it's not difficult to love.
Terrific. Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I also think Fort Lauderdale is, and we've noticed this from our buyers coming in, but just being so central in the Tri-County area, with Palm Beach to the north and Miami to the south, and being so central, I think is a huge benefit of Broward County, in particular Fort Lauderdale.
It's sad too, because I think Fort Lauderdale sort of becomes the redheaded stepchild to Miami and Palm Beach in many respects. Everybody knows Miami, and Palm Beach has its own panache as well. People know it. They have a very famous resident who lives in Palm Beach right now. So, the former president lives there. So there's a lot of eyes on Miami and Palm Beach, and not so many on Fort Lauderdale. And I'm often asked, Miami's got celebrities and Palm Beach has celebrities, and you people don't have any celebrities in Fort Lauderdale. And if you take a look at the homes on the Intercoastal, there are plenty of very rich people living there, whether they're CEOs or celebrities. They just do it. They don't do it in front of a camera. Are you going to see a Kardashian walking on Los Olas Boulevard? No, you're not. But that doesn't mean that we don't have that same kind of lifestyle and culture. It's just very much more low key and very familial.
I was going to say
a different vibe.
Yeah, different vibe. It is more of a community, in my opinion, more of a community neighborhood sense, still with a massive downtown and, busy downtown district. So, but I agree. Very cool. Stacy, the summer's coming up. This is known as our off season, although the past few years maybe feels like there's no off season anymore, just with the amount of people. But any plans from Visit Lauderdale on the upcoming summer months?
Yes, thanks. And thanks for asking. And everybody can find these on the sunny.org website. So, because I know I speak really quickly, at least my husband tells me I speak really quickly. So I got a lot I want to let your audience know. So every summer we do a program that's called Lauderdale's, and the hotels, the attractions, the restaurants, and the retail establishments all put their deals on our website, and you can see whether you can get 2 for 1 at a restaurant or a reduced rate at a hotel or an attraction. And they're in effect from June until September. Different months have different deals. So August and September are the dine out months. September is the spa month, but the deals start on June 1st. And there are lots and lots of savings. So, and they're not all on the beach on the east side. If you explore some of what's beyond the beach here in the area, there's Butterfly World, there's Flamingo Gardens, the Museum of Science and Discovery, plus, of course, the sightseeing boat tours that I talked about earlier. And you will find deals for all of them on the sunny.org website. /Lauderdeals, and it starts June 1st and goes through the summer. We expect that this summer is going to be busier than usual. Summer is a slower time for us, but that is because people are planning revenge travel. That's what the industry's calling it. Like, I've got to get out. I've got to go somewhere. Where can I go? And Florida is a perfect place. Fort Lauderdale is also less expensive than Miami and Palm Beach, so you can get the exact same experience, again in a more low-key way and for less money. And for families, and we market to a lot of families, that's a very attractive asset that we have here. Absolutely.
By the way, we just have a few more questions, but I do want to mention for our attendees, there's a chat box, a Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. If you do have any questions for myself or Stacy, definitely type them in and we'll try to answer them in a few minutes towards the end. Stacy, so Lauderdale's, I do want to say that everyone should take advantage of this if you are here for the summer, whether you're a current resident or visiting or planning to become a resident. But there are usually some really great deals during the summer months. And on sunny.org, you can find them through the Lauderdale's. Stacy, for some people who aren't so familiar with the area, what are some of the one tourist attraction or the one or a few tourist attractions that's a must do if you're visiting?
Gosh. So,
and I know there's a lot. Tough question.
Well, when I was not in tourism, because my previous life, I was an elected official and a lawyer, and don't hold the lawyer part against me. I don't practice anymore. So I'm one of the good ones, or at least one of the smart ones. I never wanted anyone to know where my favorite place, never wanted any tourists to know where my favorite places were, because then you can't get into your favorite places. But now that my job is to sell and market my destination and the place that I call home, I tell everybody where my favorite places are. But obviously the beach. If you are a beach person, then there is no better beach than Fort Lauderdale Beach. All the way, and again, 24 miles, you can pick a beach that is more crowded than others, or you can pick a beach that is more lively than others. You can pick, we have a fabulous LGBT beach, Sebastian Beach here in Fort Lauderdale. So I've been going to the beach since I moved here, but I love to stroll up and down Los Olas Boulevard. Now, obviously, these are places that tourists would know, but I have to say that I like to do the same thing that tourists do. I like to eat in great places. I like to hang out at the beach. Um, I will. Anyone who's watching this who isn't from here, South Florida, please wear sunscreen when you come here. It is absolutely painful to see a tourist with a red sunburn. Painful to watch. The sun is much stronger than you think it is. Wear your sunscreen. I like some of the new rooftop bars that we have here. There's a great new rooftop bar at the Courtyard at the Marriott in Fat Village. Fantastic. And I know some people are like, a Courtyard. It's an amazing rooftop bar. I like Rhythm and Vine, which is a great place to hang out. It has a very urban feel to it. To grab a drink, and any place where honestly where I can be on the water dining. As I said, 15th Street Fishery is one of my favorite places to eat. So we lived in West Broward for a very long time. When I was an elected official, I represented Northwest Broward County, and I lived in a small town called Parkland. And then when I took this job, we could move anywhere, and we sold our 6-bedroom house and moved into a 2-bedroom condo on the east side. And it is a different kind of lifestyle, and have enjoyed living this downtown city environment now for 3 years. And I think that anyone who comes here will see that as well. It's just a really cool place to live.
Yeah. In fact, we do have some buyers and a lot of interest from the Weston and Parkland area, people downsizing from these big houses to the downtown area. And what's better than a huge spacious condo? Just to piggyback what you're saying off the beach, it's one of my favorite beaches as well, especially the main part. Unlike Miami, I love the fact where it's water, sand, then you have A1A, and then all along A1A are bars, restaurants where you can go grab food and bring it right to the beach, as opposed to Miami where you have all these big hotels on the sand. So to go get some food or anything, you have to walk quite a bit. So I do love that. And I think a lot of people do about Fort Lauderdale Beach.
Yeah, I think Fort Lauderdale's done a really great job in its development. It was a sleepy little beach town for a very long time. And as it has grown up and evolved, they've done a remarkable job. If someone had told me 20 or 30 years ago that there would be a 47-story building in Fort Lauderdale, I would have laughed and said that'll never happen here. And the Hyatt Centric is 47 stories tall, right on Los Olas Boulevard, and it's happening here. And it shows, I think, a commitment from the people who live here that that's what they want, but it also shows an interest from people outside that they want to be here.
Yeah, and not only now is there many high rises, especially in the Las Olas downtown area, but then you have other districts and neighborhoods popping up, like you mentioned Fat Village before, and I think that's going to be a huge attraction, and just other developments throughout the city are amazing that are taking place.
I hope that people. We used to have a perception as God's waiting room. You go. This is where you go to die, and the median age in this area has dropped drastically since I moved here. And if you are living in the downtown Fort Lauderdale area, you'll see lots and lots of 20-somethings walking around here. And so no one should ever hesitate to come here because they think that it's too old for them. It has gotten younger and younger as the city has grown up. And I don't just mean grown up in years, but literally the skyline is growing up. And it has changed the people who come here, not only the people who visit here, which has also gotten younger, but the people who live here.
Absolutely. Stacy, where can people, since we are basically out of time, where can people find more information and stay connected with the Fort Lauderdale tourism industry and to hear more about your company?
Sunny.org, sunny.org is the best place to find information on what there is to do here. And you do not have to be a visitor to log on and find out what there is to do here. Lots of residents click on to sunny.org who are looking for a place to eat or an attraction to attend. And I thank you for this. This was fun.
Oh, of course, it was a pleasure. Actually, I still use your website to this day. Things to do, I love the live beach cams. You guys have all the beaches up there with live cams, so you can see the weather, just kind of keep it on your TV for some nice relaxation. But it's a beautiful website and it's an amazing company. And Stacy, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you being here. And for more information on Visit Lauderdale, you can go to sunny.org. And for more information on 160 Marina Bay, you can go to 160 Marina Bay or call us here at the sales center at 954-939-0440. Stacy, once again, thank you so much. And it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you. And the dogs were good. So let's give them, they get treats later. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely give them a treat.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Stacy. Thanks everyone for attending.